Back in downtown Mankato one last time here before we close out tonight's broadcast. Mavericks with a very nice 4-1 win. I don't know that it was necessarily convincing, at least by shots on the goal. It certainly wasn't convincing. But I think the point you brought up with Coach Hastings, Dan, as we get into the highlights here, Bemidji gets that one goal. You think they might have an opportunity to take a lead in the intermission, but the Mavericks come back not only countering that and tying it up with Rivera's goal, but getting that goal with a minute left in the first to take a 2-1 lead made a big difference.
I think Rivera finishing was big. As you mentioned during one of the breaks we had, if the Mavericks don't score on that, you get the save. You never know what the Beavers are able to build off of that. Instead, the Mavericks get it tied up. They get the goal later on, and then they just stretch out the lead from there.
Let's take a look at the highlights of tonight's contest. And again, it would be tonight Bemidji State actually opened up the scoring in the first.
Brendan Harris, his fourth of the season at 9:33, makes it 1-0 from Cardelli and Baudry. Baudry's 20th assist of the season, 1-0 Beavers. But here's the pass right there, Napravnik to Nick Rivera for his 7th at 15 minutes. Dryden McKay with his 2nd assist of the season. It's 1-1. Then very late, 1902, Max Koda with the finish here. Jaremko and Van Oshaw with the assist. And Koda makes it 2-1 Mavericks. That one ends up standing up as the goal, the game winner. Jared Spooner, even strength from Rivera and Gerads at 16:08. 3-1 Mavericks. And then Parker Toomey on the power play. His 13th of the season from Mark Michaelis and Charlie Gerard at 18:53. It's 4-1 Mavericks, and that is your final score this evening. There's your stats for the night. Shots on goal go the way of the Beavers. Attempted shots, 66-51. Mavericks with a 21-13 block shot. 1 of 5 on the power play, 0 for 3 to the Beavers. And the Mavericks with a 40-21 edge in faceoffs won. Out of town, Superior beats Ferris State. Ferris State is eliminated from WCHA playoff contention. Northern Michigan beats Tech tonight 4-2. Huntsville with the win over Bowling Green tonight, an upset of Bowling Green, and Huntsville has the number 8 seed in the playoffs all wrapped up. Alaska Anchorage, that game set to get underway. UMD beats Miami 4-2 tonight, and St. Cloud comes from behind to down Western Michigan 5-4. Here are the standings as they sit. Mavericks have already won the WCHA, Northern Michigan in 2nd, Bowling Green 1 point behind, Superior State at 4th, and Bemidji sitting in 5th place at the moment with 45 points.
So the standings there, really, again, with the Mavericks, with the win tonight, no change. We knew that coming in. Alabama-Huntsville will be their opponent. The Mavericks having swept the Chargers actually about a month ago, our last home games here. And so the begs the question tomorrow night. Probably the big thing is, again, we'll have to take a look at the pairwise after tonight. But again, you want to continue dominant. I mean, this team is now 15-1 at home, and you want to make a statement to the rest of the conference that this team is not going to be denied this year. They're going to be home the entire playoffs.
It'll be interesting to see if there are any changes in the lineup for tomorrow night.
I think I know kind of where you're going as well, because you want to make sure guys are fresh. You never know when people are going to be called upon.
Correct.
I think you and I are stepping in the same soup on that one.
I could be wrong. Dryden McKay may not be playing tomorrow night.
Well, we'll have to see.
I would not be surprised if that happens. If he does, I understand, but I would not be surprised if we see a change in the net for tomorrow evening's game. Give Dryden a night off, a well-deserved night off as you head in the playoffs, but we'll see what the coach decides.
We'll find that out tomorrow night. We encourage you, if you can't be in the building, to join us tomorrow night. That'll be our next action as we close out the regular season. It'll obviously be a 7 o'clock start with Dan and I on the pregame show. 7:07 is the face-off time here from the Verizon Center. But tonight, again, in front of over 4,300 people in the building, it was the Mavericks with the in-state rivalry victory over Bemidji State. Minnesota State a 4-1 win tonight over the Beavers. For Dan McCarger, Don Westfall, and the rest of the students from Bethany Lutheran College, we thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you again tomorrow night here to see if the Mavericks can close out the WCHA regular season with a home sweep.